I'm trying to think of something witty to say for the intro, and I've got nothing. That's right, everybody. Time for another Cleveland Cutting Board and Furniture Company weekend shop update. Unfortunately, well, the good news is it is the weekend. The bad news is I ain't got much of an update. The weather has been just absolutely frigid, snow, ice. This is probably one of the worst winters I can remember in a few years. It's been in the double digits in the negative, I think 17 was the lowest I've seen it. It's been had winds blowing like crazy, snow. Most snow we've gotten in the last few years, probably close to 6 inches. But this is not a weather channel, this is a woodworking channel. So what has been going on this week? So a couple things. Smokers. I've had a lot of smokers that were done. I just haven't engraved them. So I went through and here's one I did. Just got a USMC Bulldog on there. Just kind of taking some stock items. The laser engraving building I can work into a certain point. So I've been over there just taking some boring stock items, doing different things. I've got one for all the different branches of service I'm going to be putting up for sale on the shows and available. So here's one with the Bulldog on it, cocktail smoker. I got a Navy, Air Force, Marines. I even got the Coast Guard in there. No Space Force. I don't know about their logo. Anyway, so yes, I worked on some stuff like that. I also been working on some new charcuterie board designs. Here's one I came up with I like a lot. This is 6 by 16. Got the finger hold, which this finger hold, just so you know, my thumb will easily go in it, but it won't easily come out. So this was like, oh man, I'm about to cut this freaking thing off, meaning my thumb, not the cutting board. Just kidding. Yeah, so this is 6 by 16. I've made about 3 or 4 different sizes and widths. This one I think is a good size. I'm gonna play around with a little bit more tweaking to do around this area, but I do like this, how the juice screw goes around the figure hold, something you can hang up. I tried one with a hole in the middle. It just didn't look as good. I didn't like it. For some reason, the off-centered hole I kind of like. So, new charcuterie board. This one's an American Cherry. I got 4 there. Still got to get cut out of the blank from the CNC. But yeah, I kind of like this design. Something simple you can store, something you can use. So yeah, so I'm playing around with that and maybe put it on the website, but definitely make a batch of. The other thing I'm working on, last week I put a picture up. I talked about our home bar we put in. So where the sink was, this is the piece that was where the sink was cut out, and it's been just sitting in the corner of my shop for 6 months now. So I decided to go ahead and put a juice screw on it. I'm gonna use this as our bar cutting board for limes and different things we add to our cocktails. So I hate seeing it go waste, but it doesn't, usually I have a rule of a third, no more than a third resin, but because this was, it's only got a little bit of walnut, but it's too much, it's too nice to go to waste. So this will be done. Hopefully if it's done, there'll be a picture here. If not, then ignore what I just did. Okay, so I got that done. What else in this not so exciting week? The sawhorses. I came out this morning. It's a balmy 30-something degrees outside. I got the kerosene heater jamming over there. I came out and I worked on the sawhorses. These have, I think I got it figured out. I was kind of, there's a lot of weight going on these. For you that don't watch the last week's video, 1, screw you. 2, if you were to watch it, I'm making sawhorses for a casket. There's a difference between a coffin and a casket. This is for a casket. I think it has to do with how many sides are on it. I don't know. I'll look it up and post it here somewhere. But yeah, so I've been working on this for my buddy John. John owns a couple of funeral parlors. He has these specialized caskets he wants a nice base for. So I got this hardwood here I had in my unit in stock. Hardwood in my unit. No jokes. So yeah, so I got it all done. I got it not all done, but I've got it all put together, all the pieces. I did 3 really big tenons going through, connecting it all. And then I've got some really nice brass hinges that are on the inside that are, so John wanted these to be able to be folded up and put away and brought back out and opened up. So only thing is I don't have 3-inch. I need 3-inch long wood screws. So if not tonight, tomorrow morning before I come out, because I want to get those done and knocked out, we're going to do a black finish. All I got to do is, I got one side done minus the screws. I got the other side. I got to do a lot of sanding, shaping, and then put the hinges on it, and then we'll be all set. And then I think we're going to do a black dye or a black paint. I'm not sure. So anyway, yeah, so those are coming along nicely. And luckily, John's another one of my friends that are very patient. Maybe I'll throw something a little extra in for him. We'll see. Let's see, what else? I got a commission to build a keepsake box from one of my very, very good friends. He's like, hey, I need something to keep my watches and my junk in. He had seen a box I did for another friend, another really good friend. So he ordered one. So I'm working on that. I've been looking for, it's one of those, when I make these boxes, I really put a lot of attention in grain, something different. I got some curly cherry there, mahogany maybe, walnut possibly, but I'm trying to find that perfect wood that really stand out. So I'm gonna start that project pretty soon. The secret sign of the month. I've not done one of those in a few months, so I got back into that with all my free time. I think I spent one night with a cocktail and just came up with like 4 or 5 people's signs for secret sign of the month. So I have a nice list. I have 4 names. So I'm gonna start gluing that blank up probably tomorrow and do a secret sign of the month. So remember, if you want to get the secret sign of the month, you cannot ask for the secret sign of the month. Asking for your own secret sign of the month will void you being eligible to get a secret sign of the month. If you're not sure what a secret sign of the month is, because I've said it 10 times now, here's some signs I've made. So basically, I make a sign for either be a friend, or I've made them for close friends. I've made them for teachers, a lot of great teachers. I've made them for a couple of my coaches. Just, if you're a cool person and I like you and my wife thinks you're cool, which is rare because she doesn't really think too many people are cool, but I make you a sign. It's just my way of giving back to someone that I respect. So that's what the secret sign of the month is. So anyway, so that'll be coming up. Maybe next week's video I'll have some more on that. So what else is going on? Not a whole, like I said, it's been just really, really cold here. So anyway, moving right along. Time for your shop tip. One thing drives me nuts, and every person I've ever brought in to help out in the shop, I have to point this out to, and I still do it sometimes, is, so a lot of the machines are cast iron. The table saw top, the joiner top, the thickness planer, basically every tool in here just about is got cast iron. What you don't want to do, cast iron is it's a very good, because it's very stable, doesn't move, doesn't twist. It's good, it's dense, it's good for work surfaces. But we gotta be careful, it's also very acceptable to rust. I had taken my hat off and just set it on the table, and by the little bit of snow was on there, it got on the bed of the thickness planer, and it picked it up a couple hours later, rust. So shop tip is, do not put drink cups, anything wet on your surfaces. What I did was I took some 220 sandpaper on my random orbital, went over the whole thing, then I used furniture wax. I put a good coat of furniture wax on it, and that took care of it. And the furniture wax is a thing that you should be doing regularly that'll help prevent the rust from forming on your tools. A good quality, hold on, I think I got some. This is just Minwax finishing wax. So this is why I like it. It does a couple things. It helps protect the surfaces, but it also helps the wood slide through, especially when you're like on a table saw where you're pushing. You don't want to push too hard, because if you slip, then my little sign there, you can't see from that angle, I don't think. No, my little sign right here will say 0 again. So yeah, just good. You should put this on all your cast iron surfaces. There's your shop tip. Boom. Anyway, that is it. I'm going to leave you with one last simple thing. Last week's video I talked about the hater level going up and increasing as your business improves and increases and becomes more and more profitable. So someone asked me, how do you handle that when someone does that? 'Cause I made a point that I used to be really bothered by it, and I still am sometimes, depending on the person, but I use it as motivation. I take that just pure ignorance, and I say, you know what, if they're upset now, I'm gonna work harder and become more successful. It's easier to say, let it roll off your back, and it's not always that easy to do. I've gotten better at it, but I've had a number of small business people come up to me and say, you know what, I've witnessed it. I wouldn't have believed it if you told me when I first started, but it's amazing about the people who just are spiteful based on your success. I have a big project I'm working right now that I'll talk on soon. There's people the project's going forward, but there's people in the way that are just being spiteful and being straight up dickheads about it, and it's a matter of just personal. They're taking the business aspect of it, it's personal, which separate that business and the personal. There's 2 types of people in this world: liabilities and assets. When you start having success and the people who support you, they go into the asset column. People that you're hanging out with that just become dicks and don't want to hang out with you no more, their liabilities aren't worth being in your life. So anyway, that's my philosophy tip for the day also. Maybe that's a new segment I'll start doing as well. Anyway, short video this week. Hopefully the weather is not looking too much better than next week, but I think the week after next, they're saying it's supposed to be up in the upper 30s and 40s. So I'll be out here and I'll be working on, don't got a lot of orders coming in right now. It's the dead season. It's just what I expect. That's why I have a squirrel fund, which I save up money all year for January, February. March will start picking up with wedding orders and things like that. I do have my some things going on I'm working on. I'm taking advantage of this time with the website. I'm working on getting the website. I've got about 99% complete. Some other business ventures I'm working on, a couple people I'm looking at collaborating with. Stuff I can do to keep busy in the house because this is my only gig right now. So I am keeping myself busy with office stuff. If officey is not a word, I like making up words. So been really busy doing office stuff. Tax season's coming right now. I got to go through all the receipts and all that shit. So another thing that people don't realize when you own a small business, when you work for somebody and all you get is that W-2 and you take the W-2 to whatever block and rock and whatever it is, they take it, they plug it, and everything's done. But when you own a small business, you got to account for everything. You got to find every angle. You got to take advantage of all the laws that are out there that you don't even know. So taxes, that's the big thing. So as I begin to ramble on, I realize I'm going longer than I wanted to. Everyone have a great week. Remember, don't be a dick, be cool, and I will talk to you later. What are you doing? Huh? Fuck this cold, huh?